Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. I am so glad to have you all here. You always make my Saturdays a little bit brighter. Luca, Red Mage, Josh, Stitch, Tom, as well as anybody who's just hanging out, thank you so much for being here. It is wonderful. I mean, Stitch, your joke still worked, so I'm very pleased. I love that Among Us has entered like meme culture in a way that a lot of games don't. It makes me very happy. But yeah, welcome. I'm so glad to have you all here. How is everybody doing? We're going to be getting back to Xenoblade Chronicles in just a moment. Between streams, I did a lot of level grinding, as well as some item grinding. Stitch, why would you do that to me? Why? You didn't have to do that. You could have not, and yet, here we are. If only there was some way. If only there was some way I could forget that Stitch had done that. I could really use a wish right now. Wish right now. Wish right now. Jokes aside, Stitch, somebody did do a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Nuzlocke, which is weird. But yes, we're going to get back to this in a moment. And I genuinely think that this will be the second last stream of the main game. I'm not 100% certain. Things can always change. I could easily have misremembered how much there is left. But I genuinely believe that we have 2 streams left. Let us get back to the game. Let me know if the volume's good. This is an area called Heaven's Window? Heavenly Window? Heavenly Window. Which makes sense, as it's got a massive, massive hole through to the sky. One thing I do quickly want to show you is how I did my level grinding. I finished last stream in the high 70s. I'm now level 87 and 88 across the party. So, Stitch, the answer to that is never. So yeah, I managed to get a lot of levels. And I am going to show you, for those of you who would like to play this game, who reach this point at a similar level to me, and find that, you know, for the main story, you're fine, but for side quests, just everything's too high leveled. This is how you do it. Also, apparently somebody got a new skill, which isn't a surprise. Lots of people have been getting new skill, because I've been getting a lot of skill points. So, you run through Tephra Cave. All the way from back where we met Spider Lady. Well, not Spider Lady. The lady who was researching the giant's tomb near the spiders. All the way from here. You just fucking leg it. You ignore everything. In fact, I'll show you the path. Stitch, that is the worst idea anyone's ever had. I may do it immediately. So yeah. This lady. And then Balan says, hi, you're in Fable. It was all the dream of a psychopath. Yeah, Stitch, you're the psychopath here. Oh my god, these guys used to be red. Now they're just brown, which means similar strength. Anyway. If you're where I was in the mid to high 70s, Gummy, please, no pause on the keyboard. You drop down here, and you just fucking leg it. You ignore everything. Because your aim when running through here is not Tom, I can't believe you said that. Your aim in running through here is not to fight anything. It is simply to survive and to get to Heavenly Window. And the reason for that is because Heavenly Window is where you are going to grind. These guys won't bother you. These bats will. Doesn't matter. Leg it. Do not care. They will eventually leave you alone if you get far enough away. Yes, more of them will come. It doesn't matter. You leg it. Hello, Juice. I'm showing stream how to do very good level grinding that got me up to level 88. Oh no! There's more monsters! Doesn't matter. You leg it. More monsters! Doesn't matter. You run past everything. Gummy, please. Please, every time you step on the keyboard it does stuff and I don't know what stuff it does. Your only aim is to, as quickly as possible, get over here. Because once you get here, the game will say, oh shit, you're at Heavenly Window, and then you can quick travel to Heavenly Window, even if you die. Which will happen. Gummy, please, you can't be licking my keyboard. You're very cute, but no, Gummy, please don't lick my keyboard. Gummy, please, you're gonna kill me. God, that dealt a lot of damage. I'm just going to yeet myself down, way down below, and they stop worrying about me. The reason you want to get Heavenly Window is that from here, if you you skip travel here, you turn around, it is very easy to kite just one of these guys. This is the party you want. Melia, Ricky, and Charla. You need Charla because you need healing. Melia is the best ether damage dealer, and ether doesn't rely on agility, and if an enemy's name is in red, that means they have a massive agility advantage, so you're almost guaranteed to miss with physical attacks. Ricky also has damage over time, he has healing, he is the best tank for this kind of thing. Anyway, you want to fight these guys? Since they're targeting Melia, I put up Reflection immediately, and then I use Ice, Earth, and Fire to get as much damage over time as possible. Melia is going to take a lot of damage. That's unavoidable. So I like to use Aqua and Clone it to make sure that every second the whole party gets 190 health back. It's not a ton of health, but it is enough to keep things going safely. Make sure you help characters who are dazed. And this one's going very well, partly because we're pretty powerful. When you are lower level, you're gonna die a bunch. Hello, T-Dragon. Yeah, when you're lower level, you're going to die a bunch. However, you can probably win 40% of the time. It does take luck, of course it does, but you can probably win 40% of the time. And since you get between 25 and 27,000 experience when you fight these guys, it is so worth it. Even that 40% of the time just skyrockets your level. Which is why I am now level 86 and confidently taking on much more powerful enemies. However, that is an enemy I'm not yet ready to take on. Protective Torquadon is a very, very tough, unique monster. However, I will fight Monkey. One reason to fight those bunnies, as a general rule, in Xenoblade, and this is not exact, nothing is, But as a general rule in Xenoblade, the bigger an enemy is, the harder they hit. Not really shocking. Which is why even at the same level, Monkey is going to give you more trouble than Bun. Because Bun is the size of Bun, and Monkey is the size of Big Monkey. Whoops! Teehee. Unique monster go burr. Yeah, when the unique monster sees you, things don't go super well. What you can also do is try to just sneak past. We picked up a quest last time. From the lady who was... Hello, Skim. From the lady who was researching the Giant's Tomb. She wanted us to defeat Dazzling Tolosnia near the Heavenly Window. That's where we are. And collect the White Spider Heart. Let's try to do that. The spiders, by the way, also pretty good to grind up. The only issue is that generally 2 of them at a time pitch up. Sometimes more, and that can be hugely problematic. Yeah, you can see here. We've managed to pull 3 of these guys, and it is a huge problem. However, they're small enough that our attacks are doing massive damage. I feel like massive damage was a meme at some point, but I don't remember for what or why. These guys are also very, very good, unfortunately, at toppling. So just keep an eye out for that. I've also kind of optimized my setup for Melia in terms of gems, which I'll show in a moment. Attack the crab's weak point for massive damage. God, that rings a bell. Wasn't that like some shitty Microsoft presentation? If you see that Melia is being targeted, cast Reflection, because that just reflects all non-talent art damage back at enemies. It's very good. And yeah, you just keep doing damage over time. When you need big damage, Melia's Bolt is the way to go. And when I say that, I mean that's because it's one of the most powerful attacks in the whole game. Summon Bolt is now at level 10. It does between 5,000 and 5,500 damage to an individual enemy. Your dad and his girlfriend are hosting a party right now, which means it's time to become a recluse. Oof, I'm sorry, Zach. That sucks. Anyway, so a single bolt will deal between 5 and 5,500 damage. Except that's actually a lie. And the reason that's a lie is because Melia also has 2 electric plus gems, which means she has double electric damage. So instead of Bolt doing 5,000 to 5,500, it does between 10 and 11,000 damage. This is the way you want Melia set up. Other things are useful. They really are. But at the end of the day, excuse me, the burst damage from these 2 electric pluses is great. Give her as much ether up as you can, because she is an ether fighter. Ricky, I'm still a little bit weird about. I've got him with some aggro up, which is always good. Anytime you can pull the attention away from Melia is fantastic. Double attack is useful in general. Not so great on this one because he's unlikely to be hitting anyway. He's got some ether up. I've slightly boosted his max HP. I don't even know if I need this anymore, because I think his max HP... Oh, it's so close to maxed out. It's so close to maxed out. I'm still gonna leave it with that. Ricky has the highest base HP, so it makes sense that he's so close. A lot of the enemies here can cause daze, so daze resist is useful, and muscle up is basically just physical defense. Charla, I got a new weapon for her, which has HP up 5, heatsink 3, and unbeatable 4. This is an absurdly good weapon. I think this may be Charla's best weapon. And then a lot of ether up gems, some extra increased HP, and a daze resist. So Charla, who's not really a tank, has over 7,000 HP. Which is good, because as a healer, she does pull a surprising amount of aggro. And yeah, you just work your way through this area, fighting these horrible little spiders. And at the end, there is a unique monster, which we may not be able to beat yet. One of the reasons I like Ricky as well, not only does he deal good damage, not only can he heal, he also has interesting secondary buffs. He can cause paralysis in enemies, and paralysis has the fantastic effect of causing auto attacks just not to happen at all, which is beautiful. And it also just generally slows enemies. It means they can't counter. Ricky also has the ability to put enemies to sleep, which is very good if you end up pulling more than one enemy. I hope things get better, Zach. Whether it's your internet staying more stable or just the party not being too bad. Oh my, Bubbles. I didn't know you felt that way about spiders. It's also worth noting, if you look in the top left, my party gauge is full, which means I could do a chain attack. However, I need that full party gauge for reviving. Because if one character dies and you've still got your party gauge full, or at least one segment of it full, then you can be revived. So keeping the party gauge full is much more important than chain attacks. Frankly, chain attacks are going to miss... physical attacks are going to miss 90% of the time anyway. Also, these enemies, if you look at their name, they've got those spikes around their name. That's because they have a counter spike. Physical attacks that hit them also deal damage to the person who attacked. It is definitely not the worst kind of spike. Some enemies have proximity spikes, which means just standing near them deals damage to you. It sucks.
But what about Charla?
Charla more like mama. One mama enough.
Now you wait just a minute.
Okay, fighting some bats. Also, Tom, I appreciate your bad breath joke. I've also got a technique here, well, an art on Melia called Burst End that is only available when she is in a state called Elemental Burst. Elemental Burst basically means that she does more damage with her elementals, but it has the massive advantage if you use Burst End of reducing the physical and ether defense of all enemies in range. It is basically an AoE debuff, and that's just beautiful. And you can see, even these enemies who are not super tough, I'm getting 18,000 experience each. This is a very, very good grinding spot. There is a path down here, which leads to a place called the Arachno Feeding Lair and the Path of Absolution. I will show this a little bit later. It's mostly just interesting lore stuff. These pods are interesting. You aggro them, you basically walk away, and they hatch a reasonably powerful monster. Not absurdly powerful, but still chunky. And let's... And yeah, even at this point, even with an 8-level deficit, I'm still doing pretty well against these guys. It's worth noting, I used Burst End there, but it was kind of pointless. These spiders are unfortunately immune to both physical and ether defense down, which sucks, because it's one of the best things you can do in these fights. Still though, if you look at their health bar, you can always see when I use Bolt, because just a massive chunk of their health bar vanishes. And at this point, these enemies aren't a major challenge for me. You will still get visions. And the visions in this case are great, because they give me plenty of time to pull up my reflection and turn that 1400 damage into 0 damage. Which is always fun.
Let's keep on going like this, guys.
There, by the way, you can see the unique monster that we're looking for. Dazzling Telosnia. Level 97 unique monster. Remembering that unique monsters are much more powerful. That's going to be quite a fight. I'm not sure if we're going to win it. If not, we'll come back later. Yes, Bubbles. Thank you for the spider emote, I guess. Just want to pull these guys so that they don't all fight me at once. One thing that very rarely happens, but it's lovely when it does. So Ricky can topple the enemy, and while they're toppled, it takes timing that the AI is very bad at, but nonetheless. While they're toppled, Charla can daze them. And when they're dazed, they can't attack, they lose all aggro, and critical damage is massively increased. So dazed enemies are much weaker. But that's not the big thing. Charla also has an attack called Headshot, which has a small chance, I think it's 5%, of causing instant death on dazed enemies. And during my grinding, more than once, I did have Charla insta-kill an enemy that was causing a lot of trouble for us. And it was at, like, we had just started the fight. We were already in a very bad space. And Charla just insta-murdered. It made me very happy. Long as I can keep these guys separate from Big Mama over there, I'll be satisfied. Keep up Reflect as long as possible at the beginning. There is a very unfortunate thing with with reflection. And, I mean, it was a requirement for balancing. It lasts 5 seconds. There's no way to make it last longer. Leveling it up decreases the cooldown, which is fantastic. But there's no way to make it last more than 5 seconds. But I wish it could last longer, because it is Melia's most broken move. Sir, please do not perceive me. I love that line. Melia says, "Take us lightly at your peril." And Ricky says, "Ricky light and fast." Because he just does not understand the metaphor there. Okay, that crushing blow would have hurt a lot, but instead I reflected it and it didn't hurt at all.
Victory is sweet as when you can share it. Victory to Ricky! Let's stay alert.
And here we go. The fight I'm probably going to lose.
Even when victory seems impossible, we march on. No, you trying to get us killed?
9 levels higher. Unique monster. Making it already significantly more powerful. I wonder if... Okay, it can be given. It is affected by burst end in a way the babies are not. And yeah, you can see how little damage we've done already. Virgin Bite 7. Unfortunately, talent arts, which have a number after them, cannot be blocked even with reflection. My aim here is to deal as much damage as possible before I die, and then get resurrected. It sucks when that happens, but it's kind of inevitable that it happens. And fortunately, our party gauge is nearly full again. This, by the way, this party of Melia, Ricky, and Charla is my fight high-level monsters party. You've got 2 pretty good healers, 2 very good damage over time dealers, and Melia, who can deal 11,000 damage. And again, that does 11,000 damage, nearly 12,000 damage back to me. Nothing I can do to deal with that, except try to deal as much damage as possible first. And we've done about a quarter damage. Isn't that fun? I love that. Ricky was feeling sad. Melia encouraged him. How did Melia encourage him? By saying, "We'll eat afterwards." She knows Ricky too well. Shit! I did not see that it was focused on me. Ah, well, there goes Charla. Honestly, losing Charla hurts more. God, we've done about a third damage. Ah, he blocked, unfortunately. Or she? Given the whole... I don't know, there's a very strong tradition of giant spiders being lady spiders in fantasy. Shelob and Ungoliant probably being the biggest examples of that. But definitely not the only example. Okay, we're at about 50% damage. So, monsters will sometimes get into a state called Enraged, which is exactly what you would expect. They deal more damage, they take less damage. Another reason to keep Ricky around is one of his attacks can remove can remove Enraged from enemies. There we go. And get our damage over time again. And you can see, as difficult as this fight is even, it's going okay. It's going slowly, but it's going pretty well. Especially when I time my reflections correctly. He does have an attack there called Binding Web, which is very frustrating because it causes slow, and movement speed is very important for many characters. It's actually kind of nice because it's not particularly important for this party. This is an almost pure ether party, so being able to get into the right position doesn't mean much. Unfortunately, our party gauge hasn't filled up as much as I would have liked. And without improvement, we won't be able to come back again. Which will suck if it happens. Oh, we've done about 3/4 damage, so this would be a shitty time to lose. And Virgin Bite again? Yeah, expected it. Once again, there's no surviving that for Melia. So I just aim to deal as much damage as possible. We've got our party gauge filled up much better again. Holy shit, Ricky stopped it, at least temporarily. And someone come revive me. There we go. And even though Ricky's meant to be the tank, honestly, Melia's damage output is just too high. But I don't want to speak too soon. But I feel like this is possible at this point. You know, with our party gauge the way it is now, I feel like we're in a good position. Yeah. Good, we're so close. And we got that damage over time. Yeah, we did it. And yes, Bubbles. Of course she keeps biting Melia. It is Virgin Bite. It is the only person who makes sense. So yeah, first time beating fighting a level 97 unique monster. Because this party is kind of busted. We got a Black Queen Fiber, a rare Queen Crystal, the Warblade, a weapon for Fiora, which we already have, and the Chosen One, a unique weapon for Dunban. I believe we already have one of those. May even be equipped. Yeah, it is. Art Stealth 6. So, basically it reduces aggro buildup from using arts. Back attack +5 and first attack +5. An amazing weapon. It's fine, Copper. We just murdered a big old spider. Oh, last week we went inside the Bionis. It was kind of underwhelming and not pretty. And we also just did a bunch of side quests. Today we're gonna finish a lot of the side quests. That's basically it. We also just fought a big old spider. And when I say big old spider, I mean level 97 unique enemy. In the time we were fighting, a lot of these fuckers have respawned. It's not a big deal. Right, Copper? The inside of the Mechonis was so much cooler. This is an area called the Arachno Feeding Lair. Way back in like episode 2, Ryan was sucked up through a hole in the ground, in the ceiling, and that's the hole. Ryan was surrounded by level 90 plus enemies and survived. Dude's a fucking god. And interestingly, wait, wrong way. Whoops! I'm just leading a fucking conga line of spiders. Weird, Josh. Discord must be having a hissy fit. So yeah, Ryan at some point escaped, ran down this passage. It's good for him that he ran down this passage instead of the other one. And he would eventually have come out here. And those of you with a good memory, or who know this game very well, will remember that the first time Shulk, at this point alone, came to this area, he saw Ryan running along this way. And this is the kind of world building I adore in games. They actually built the whole geography of it. Because when you see it, Ryan gets sucked up to somewhere, and then runs from somewhere to somewhere. But now you can follow his whole path. And I love that. Anyway. Yeah. Honestly, it's amazing that Ryan survived. But anyway, we got the White Spider Heart, which will apparently allow us to do something with Bafilgar's tomb. Not where I expected that to be, but okay. And it opens up this area. With a prayer room. And over here... this just overlooks, again, an area we've been before. In fact, the first time you come here, if you know where to look, you can see this. There's just no way to access it until now. But to complete the quest, we have to speak to Lady again.
What is it?
The door has opened. I'm too afraid to go through it. Who knows what horrible things could be lurking in there? Nothing, I checked.
What is it?
I thought about it and I've decided that I want you to go in. Tell me what you find. If there's any script you can't decipher, just take a rubbing. Good luck! I actually didn't know that there had ever been a way, Sats. But that's interesting. I'm assuming that was on the Wii version, not in the definitive edition. I can't read what it says. We should take a rubbing and have Shura decipher it. And...
what is it?
you're saying all you saw was a single stone tablet? There must be something else of importance in there. Anyway, I should take a look at what was written on the tablet. Let me see that rubbing you took. I see. It's the Path of Absolution. The path walked when offering a sacrifice to the white spiders. It's lined by the memorial tablets of those offered up as sacrifices. It's all written in this book. Enter the Path of Absolution and bring me back a tablet. It will serve as the key that opens the next door. Can do, lady. The Path of Absolution is actually just past the arachno feeding lair. That's so interesting, Sads. I'm a huge fan of things like that. Obviously different game, but I know that there are things in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 where you can get into weird places by using the Nopon character in there, whose name I don't want to spoil, in case... I mean, I say in case I ever play it. Of course I'm going to play it. I'm just going to play it in 400 years because these games take so long. But yeah, you can use the hitbox of the smallest character to do some interesting things. And we got a sacrificial tablet. Hi, Shura.
What is it?
You brought back a tablet. Hey, is it just me who finds a tomb with no coffin a bit strange? There has to be one somewhere. Maybe the tablet is the key. Supposedly, with this tablet, I can open another door in this room. A door that will lead us to the giant soothsayer's resting place. I'm deciphering where the door is located. Please give me more time. No, I want to know now.
What is it?
I've got it. I know where the door is. Go to the level below. It's on the left, just after the steps. You can use the tablet to open it. That's so cool, Sats. Thanks for sharing. I love this kind of stuff, and I don't know it. Go inside and look for any clues about the giants. We've almost finished. I'm counting on you. There we go. Well, I found a coffin. Although it's worth noting, this does not look like a giant's tomb. This looks like there's probably a Homs or a High Entia in there. Nothing more. I'll admit, I'd expected something to happen. Yep. I had certainly expected something to happen.
What is it?
There must be something very valuable in that coffin. Otherwise, why would they go to all the trouble of hiding it? That's really interesting, Sat. Perhaps it only appears at a certain time. Okay. It's a time-based thing. I would guess, like, midnight or dawn or something like that. Ooh, more skill links. Don't really use that. Increases strength during the day, fine. Yeah, Ricky doesn't use a ton of ether, but it's worth linking that. And from Charla, awards the same AP regardless of participation is great. So let's change up the time. So I'm gonna try it like at like 6-hour intervals. So dawn, noon, evening, and midnight would be my guesses for the time. Hey, it was midnight. Moonlight Book. I wonder if it's just nighttime.
What is it?
It's the Moonlight Book. I can't believe it. With this and the Starlight Book, I can solve the riddle of these ruins. I'll go back to Colony 9 and study them. I'm shaking with excitement. Ah, of course, your reward. Ah, silly me, I don't have it on me. Can I give it to you later on? I live in the commercial district. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. In the original game, you could get level 50 before you get the Monado, while in the Switch version, earliest you could do the glitch is technically after the Arachno Queen, but you can just lose to her and do the glitch there. That's so interesting. Yeah, I know that for speedrunning, that glitch is incredibly useful, because it basically means after that point, you never grind. This quest is fantastic as well for leveling up, because it gives you 80,000 experience. But what it actually gives you is much more important than that. I believe Shura is mostly around during the daytime, but I could be wrong. There was actually another quest we picked up last week, which was absurd. These kids wanted items dropped by enemies that are level 90 plus. That is part of Ryan's, one of Ryan's quests, so we will solve that in just a moment. I think it only makes sense to have... Oh wait, Shura said commercial district, not residential district. It only makes sense to have Melia finish the quest that she has been involved in since the beginning. So I was wrong. Shura does seem to be a night owl. Yep, there she is. Getting herself a well-deserved curry.
What is it?
Oh goodness, I'm glad to see you. Thanks ever so much for the other day. I assume you're here to collect your reward from Battlegar Tomb. Oh, before that, let me tell you something exciting. Thanks to those 2 books, I've learned so much about the giants. It turns out that the giant's fate was linked to the white spiders. The giant in the coffin was in fact the giant soothsayer. Now, this I find very interesting. She assumes that the person in the coffin was a giant. But the person in the coffin can't have been. We've seen how big giants are, and that coffin wasn't big enough. However, we know that Elvis is called a soothsayer, which makes me wonder if the giants also had a Hums as a soothsayer. It's not impossible to imagine, and that coffin kind of fits. So, it's just something I like to think about. It's never confirmed or deconfirmed, but just environmentally, that's too small for a giant's coffin. Unless they get smaller as they age, which I guess is possible. The soothsayer subjugated the white spiders, but when the soothsayer died, the white spiders were freed. That's when they started to amass power, so the giants offered sacrifices in order to avoid a war. But the giants' numbers grew ever smaller. Soon the oppressors had clearly become the oppressed. They were unable to fight back against the white spiders. They were forced to live a meager existence behind closed doors. Oh, don't worry, I didn't forget about your reward. Here is a giant's treasure that's been passed down in my family. I've always wanted to research and find out more about it. But after reading these books, I now know there are 3 of them. One is meaningless on its own, but I know you can find the others. I shall leave it in your capable hands. This gives us Aura Heal 4. As long as you are in an aura, you continually heal over time. Amazing for Dunban. Auto Heal Up 3 increases the rate at which your HP comes back outside of battle. It's kind of weird. And Truth of the Giants, one of the 3 Giants treasures we were looking for, as well as 80,000 experience. Which isn't even enough for a level at this point. However, that is that quest completely finished. So now we can do friendship tokens. Arachnosickles, Lizard Moon Jewels, and Bun of Clubs. The Bun of Clubs come from those level 93 rabbits we were fighting, and the Arachnosickles and Lizard Moon Jewels come from similarly leveled enemies. It's absurd that these are supposedly friendship tokens that children give to each other to prove that they'll always be friends. And Ryan got them for him and Shulk when he was a kid, which implies that as a child, Ryan was able to take on level 93 plus enemies. Ryan is clearly the hero. Shulk is just along for the ride at this point. But for this, we need Ryan up front. And we also know that Shulk was part of it, so Shulk will join in. And we will have Melia there, just because I still think Melia and Shulk are the best couple. Thanks! Now us 3 are gonna be friends forever. Glad you like him, kid. By the way, surely 3 lots of each item is enough. Yeah, there are 3 friends, but he asked us to bring 4 of each. Who could the 4th be? Why'd you want 4? You're strong, but you ain't bright. Respect your elders, kid. And you're forgetting one thing. Shulk does my thinking for me. God, he admits it. I did forget. But surely you can figure out what the extra set's for. No idea. It's for you. You went through all the trouble of getting the things for us. You're our friend and all. Oh man, they're for me? I'm getting this warm, fuzzy feeling inside.
Leave it to Ryan.
Thank you, Luca. You're a good kid, I'll admit it. Ain't I just? Come play with us sometimes. You're always welcome. You got it, kid. And you can't break a promise. That's no way to show off your camaraderie or whatever it was. This gives AP up 5. Which, for any character who needs a lot of AP, hint, it's all of them, is an amazing gem. As well as 65,000 experience and 330 gold. Which I think is very cute. They did want to reward us with money as well.
I need to be even stronger.
But the bigger thing it gives is Ryan's 5th skill branch, Camaraderie. Ooh, Shulk's almost maxed out all 5 of his skill branches. Ricky has another skill link with Charla. Nothing good. But Ryan now has his 5th skill branch, Camaraderie. Prioritizing this trait will improve physical defense. You know, the thing Ryan is best at already. So good. The skills on here. Battle Party increases the chance of a skill link. We already have something similar on Shulk. 2 is better than 1. Shoulder to Shoulder heals the party after a chain attack. That is amazing. Flying Start. Battle Start affinity grants a haste buff to the party. 15% haste for 30 seconds. Solitary Fight. Grants strength up when a party member is incapacitated. Huge. Friends Forever. Battle Start affinity boosts the affinity gained when Sorry. I don't know where I read Battle Start affinity. Boosts the affinity gained when encouraging an ally. Every single one of these is good. You can see they've mostly got a theme of working together. Camaraderie. This is one of the best skill branches. So, Ryan has all 5. Shulk has all 5. Melia has 4. Fiora has 3. Dunban has 4. Charla has 4. Ricky has 3. I would like to at least unlock all skill branches before the end of the playthrough. And we'll see about that. I'm not sure it will happen, but we'll see about it. At this point, we're not fighting... we're not going to be fighting too many crazy things. If we do, I can switch up the party again. But I like having Shulk in the front. There are a couple of other things we got along the way. So, securing provisions, we needed to get a trader's spare key. That's from the trader's stopover that is also near Heavenly Window. It is guarded by a unique monster. But now that I've got the key, it's fairly easy to get the rest of this. I have the required items for 4 of 5 replica Monados. 1, 2, 3, and 5. No, I'm missing 1 item for 5. For 4, I am still not strong enough to risk taking on the monster for the 2nd item. And Demonic Everflame from a dragon somewhere on Bionis. We haven't seen a dragon. In the whole game, we have seen 0 dragons. We will, but it's a bit weird. This quest with Tyrea, we're definitely going to follow through on that. Yeah, we'll fight that dude. I just want to go through all these. The Imperial Ceremony is one we need to finish. That we're almost done with. We got a quest in Frontier Village to beat 5 Aura Telethia in Elkamoth. So, this is from a guy named Nello. Nello actually used to live in Elkamoth. If you remember, he is the Nopon who used to be addicted to alcohol, and we helped him break that addiction. And now he's asking us to kill some of the Telethia who he knows who he knows were his friends. But he still thinks it is better than the alternative. We also got a quest from a young High-Entia lad to collect something precious that has been buried near the Fountain of Hope. So we'll do that. That we can't do yet. And we're busy collecting the Giant's treasures. We're almost done with that. You know, that is a very, very clever technique, Sads, that I never even thought of. I just grind and get strong enough to beat the unique monster. Which is not the smart way to do it, but it did work. But what I want to do, before any of those quests, is go back to Colony 6. Because I have the materials I need for several upgrades. In fact, I think we should be able to get... There's a good chance we can finish Colony 6 this evening.
All right.
So, we can get Nature to level 4. The Tokilos and the Ardun you need to fight for this are both on Bionis Leg. Neither one is difficult to find. The most difficult is the Black Liver Bean, which is so difficult to get. It's in Bionis Interior. It's got a very low spawn rate. But I got it. You can see I have 3. I only need 2. And that builds a quarry, which you wouldn't think of as a traditional let's heal nature thing. But the reason you increase nature is to improve the ether mines, and this is the colony getting back into that. Yeah, same Sads. And having completed nature, we get a present from all the residents. Experience up 4. If you want to grind, just put this on the person you want to grind up, and you're solved. Special. We can now increase special to level 4, which builds a watchtower. Which looks like it's doubling as a water tower, which probably isn't too stupid. I don't know how easy it is to hear, but the music has changed to, like, the nicest rendition. I'm actually going to boost the music just a little bit. For completing level 4, we get extra street lights, as well as a debuff resist fun. A very good gem. Enemies are attacking one of the colony's ether planters. Let's go deal with that quickly. I'm gonna put the volume back to where it was. As ever, let me know if the volume's too loud, too soft. Splintered Path. So, it's not this one. But there are some very powerful enemies attacking one of the ether planters. You need to fix that before you can continue with the with fixing Colony 6, but we're very close. So one thing I will say, I do feel like the Colony 6 quest was made just a tiny bit easier in the Definitive Edition. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just better at the game than I used to be. Aww. The level 68 baby thinks he's powerful. Even these dudes. They're level 63?
The enemy's weak, but don't drop your
Which kind of implies to me that these guys were meant to be fought earlier. But since you need the Black Liver Beam, it is impossible to have fought them earlier than this. So I'm really not sure. No, Sads, I get that. You know, we don't need to do a chain attack. He has no health left. But that's what makes it funny.
I'm glad you're with us, Melia. Not bad. Nicely done.
Okay. And now we can head back and see what we need for the final part of the quest.
All right.
For special level 5, we need 2 Inferno elements, 2 Bolt elements. And then the difficult part, typically, the collectibles, we've already got those. Now, I don't know exactly where to get Inferno and Bolt elements. I know that they're from nebulae somewhere in the world. That's easy enough to look up, though. I'm surprised at how close we are. So, yeah, we're very close to getting all level 5. It's worth noting, all level 5 is not quite the same thing as 100%. We'll get there. Well, so that's an interesting thing you bring up, Sats. There is a sort of implication. When you're in Agnurtha, there's a suggestion that some of the Mechon are more powerful than they were designed to be. Which suggests that some of them adapt and become much more powerful than intended. So, yeah, Yaldabaoth may be the most powerful Mechon ever built, but that doesn't mean another one didn't become more powerful than that. This guy, we actually helped him set up a business selling biscuits.
Hello.
And now he wants help from us. Hey, you lot, how's business? Things aren't going so well here. Business has really gone downhill. The butterfly's just up and left, so I can't shift any of my biscuits. If the only thing that will let you sell your biscuits is butterflies, sir, your biscuits are bad. I've got boxes and boxes of them sitting here going stale, but I won't let it get me down. You're looking at the new earner. I never know how to pronounce his name. I know that in South Africa, this name would be pronounced Vadne. It's probably vaguely similar in Dutch or German, where it would be closer to like Werner. But this game was dubbed by British voice actors, so who knows how it's meant to be pronounced. Whatever. I've got a brilliant plan. I was walking through the town the other day when I heard something. I heard about a Nopon who knows how to get the butterflies back. It happens, Sads. That is certainly an option, Bubbles. Hello, Zai. I'm hoping you lot can kind of team up with him to help me. This will pick up along the way. It's nothing I'm too concerned about. what I would quickly like to do is get those fancy schmancy new Monados that were mentioned.
Hello.
I see you have gathered the necessary materials. I'll get to work immediately. I have finished. The Monado Rudra has been designed for attack stability. Its lightweight materials narrow the range of the attack power. The damage is more focused, making it a reliable weapon. So, without looking at the stats exactly, I can still tell you that that almost certainly means higher minimum attack, lower maximum attack. So, fun fact about maximum attack. This has been completely fixed. This was fixed in the 3DS version. It's definitely fixed in the Definitive Edition. In the original Wii version, the maximum attack that a weapon had was meaningless. So, the way that attack is supposed to work is you've got minimum attack, maximum attack. Your character does an auto-attack, and it generates a random number between those two and deals that amount of damage. And that's how it works. In the Wii version, there was some oversight, some bug that was never corrected, where the damage was the minimum plus a random number between 1 and 100. So, if your minimum was 300, and your maximum was 600, it didn't matter. You were doing between 300 and 400. Always. And it was just such a bizarre oversight.
Hello.
Especially, like, some of Ryan's weapons have massive maximum damage. But it didn't matter. The Monado Agni provides a high block rate. It's made from hard materials for increased durability. Damage is somewhat unfocused, but block rate is greatly increased. And let's get number 3.
Hello.
It is worth noting, for anyone who's curious, I'm currently level 88. That is strong enough to make the final boss a chump. If you do the rest of the game like this, there's almost no challenge left. And so I will be doing something before the end to make the game fun. The Monado Abyss, fucking amazing name, has been designed for strong attack power. The heavy materials used give it a high maximum attack power. Damage is somewhat unfocused, but it has immense strength. So, we can take a look at these now. For the first time, Shulk actually has weapons we can switch between. The Monado Abyss has 999 maximum attack. The Monado Agni has much lower. So yeah, the replica Monado has 739, 924. Monado Abyss still has 739, but 999 maximum. It also has a +5 critical damage percentage, which is very nice. The Monado Agni, much lower minimum auto attack, so it's really not great for damage, but gives 25 physical and ether defense, and a 20% block rate. 25% block rate. And then the Monado Rudra has the same auto attack max, but a much higher auto attack minimum, and a lower critical hit rate. Ah, Luca, how dare. Luca, you don't need to apologize for lurking. I appreciate it. Now go sleep. Also, Luca's cute. I actually really like the Monado Rudra. I like that higher minimum auto attack. Fun fact, because of the bug in the Wii version, a weapon like this would actually have been better than it seemed. Because the auto attack max would actually have been 962, because it was just generating number from 1 to 100. So yeah, the auto attack max on this is nice. But I like the reliable damage of this. This is also one of my favorite features, I believe introduced in the definitive edition. So I've got all these rad gems on here. I press plus and swap gems with current. And now I don't need to figure anything out. I also kind of like the weird purple color scheme of the Rudra. I know why it isn't, but I kind of wish the blade was purple as well. The Blade of Light. Okay. So, before I do any more quests around here, which I will do, there is somebody who I've been wanting to invite to Colony 9 for a long time. I've known that he wants to be there, but I forgot you need special all the way up to level 4 before you can invite him. Colony 6. He's in Colony 9. And he hangs out here at night. Hi, Alexei.
How's it going?
You got a minute? I'm thinking about moving out of here, you see. Do you reckon Colony 6 sounds like my kind of place? From what I hear, I could really make something of myself there. I heard they built a watchtower. I'd love to volunteer towards helping with the reconstruction. What do you think? Haha, yes! Goodbye, Colony 9. It's off to greener pastures for me, the new frontier. I'm not gonna hang around a second longer. See you there. And presumably he takes a few friends or family with him, because population increases by 3. But he is not my favorite person to invite. My favorite person is poor old Nick. Nick, since the beginning of the game, has been sitting here lamenting his lot in life. Saying that he is weak, he is useless, he's a coward, and that he can contribute nothing.
How's it going?
Weedy, weak, wimpy, pick one, anyone. I hate being this weak all the time, but I don't know what to do. If only there was someone who could train me. There has to be someone, somewhere, who can help. If you don't invite him, so even you've given up on me. That's okay. At least things can't get any worse for a loser like me. It's so heartbreaking!
How's it going?
But we can invite him to Colony 6. I've heard that that the old residents have been rebuilding lately. I could probably find someone to help me if I went there. I'll do it. I'll go. I'll turn my whole life around. And in spite of what he says, he also clearly has people who love him. People who want to go with him. Because again, the population went up by 3. And that makes me happy. I actually wanted to check. Does the quest log tell you... Yeah, we're at 82% completion. So we're almost done. Next place I want to go is Satoru Marsh. I mean, for every reason. This place is real pretty. But what I specifically want to do is try to find Veteran Yozel, who is a unique monster we've been asked to kill. God, I was grinding against these guys for a while. These guys are fairly good to grind against as well. But now they're blue. Yeah, that's true, Zai. I'm glad he managed to break out of it. Even if the only way he could see to break out of it was to move somewhere else. That's fine. I think Veteran Yozel is around here. And yet, I also appear to be completely incorrect. God, even level 81s are nothing anymore. And yet, at some point today, we are going to try to take on a very large, very level 98 enemy. I think it's level 98. It may only be level 96. Where am I even going? I don't think anything I'm doing here is useful. I'm not going to do the traditional super bosses. Well, they're the main super bosses, but one of them, I'm going to do at least one super boss, and then I also need to take on one of the big old mammoth dudes in Machna Forest for a material. But I am going to show chat the big lads. Am I bonkers? Is this not where Veteran Yozel is? I specifically remember him hanging around here. It might be the wrong time. I thought he was nighttime. But since he's a unique monster, it's possible that he's not. Again, this is the kind of thing I'm perfectly happy to look up in a walkthrough. Well, not a walkthrough in this case, just a guide. Because sometimes things are very difficult in games like this. Like, I know he's in this general area. But this general area is large. In fact, I'm going to quickly do that. Chat, I hope you won't think less of me for doing this. But I know you won't. Oh, okay. So apparently there, like, it is nighttime, but there is a specific, there's a specific weather condition, which is called dense fog, and that's when he pitches up. I was in the right area. The weather wasn't bad enough. Yeah. I know why they have it, but, like, weather-dependent monsters are the most frustrating things in this game. Although, that looks kind of foggy, right? Is that dense fog? Or is that normal fog? I would guess that dense fog would be denser than that. Fog doesn't look particularly dense. It's changed color? Does that matter? Does that mean anything? Or is that just like a random shift? Wait. There he is, I think. Yes. Level 83, which is to say, not effortless, but given our levels, probably not a major issue. Sir, please, do not perceive me. Sir, you are perceiving me without my consent. Just use Bolt all the time, Melia. Although, honestly, the amount of damage over time we've got at the moment... Ooh! Chain attack to finish this off. Yeah, I do wish it showed you the current weather. That is one place where Xenoblade 2 is genuinely significantly better.
Leave it to me.
Whoops. Zai, you have not. I haven't done any story content yet today. I do intend to finish Bionis Interior today, but... frankly, I didn't want anybody to miss it. Because it's a good moment. That should have... Oh, okay. I've just got to go talk to that guy again. I assume during the day, since it's not showing up now. You know what, since I'm here... this large lad is still here. Ooh, with that spike, I will actually want a healer. Yeah. Let's get Charla in there.
Now you shall witness our power. I don't want anyone dying out there.
You know what? I know that it's not a unique monster. And yet I'm still surprised that this isn't a unique monster. I feel like its presentation is unique monster, even though the reality is different. God, the damage Melia manages to do. And yet now, Ryan is able to keep the aggro so well. Because he can actually deal damage. Against higher level enemies, the agility gap just fucking murders him. There we go. Offering the Radiance made a Guardian appear. Defeating it earned you the High Entia emblem. An interesting item which opens several doors throughout the world, which have been blocked up until this point. Yes, I wanted to change the time. Apparently there are 2 quests I've completed.
What is it?
Is it dead? I am in your debt. Now I can look for food in safety. I mean, there's still a bunch of level 80 plus enemies around there. The one is dead, but several others are not. And I was asked by Rosiel to search for information about her friend.
Hey.
Did you ask around? I see. Gelvin was a wonderful person. He helps just to hear those words. So yeah, her friend Gelvin turned into a Telethia, and yet all the reports said that even as a Telethia, he still helped people. He was still protecting people even in his transformed state. Which, once again, is very strong confirmation that Telethia keep some amount of who they were. The information you've collected can only mean one thing. Gelvin is in Revelation Hall in the Imperial Palace in Elkamath. I know what has to be done. I want to ask something of you, but I just can't bring myself to say it. So yeah, she wants us to do a big ol' murder. Another AP up 5? God, that's a good reward. The rewards for these late game quests are so good. I've made up my mind about Gelvin. We now know that Gelvin is in the Imperial Palace's Revelation Hall. He used to spend much of his time there with his fellow soldiers. Some instinct to protect it must have still remained within him. We must put him out of his misery. We must allow him to finally rest. I know this will not be easy, but will you please end it for him? Defeat Telethia Gelvin in Revelation Hall. I'm eternally grateful to you for accepting such a terrible task. You are the only ones I could turn to. I'm sorry. I find it so sad how many people are like, yeah, this person was my friend, and I want you to kill them. It makes sense, but it sucks. Now, we spent the whole beginning of this stream finding what we needed for one of the very rare Giant's treasures. It is time to find the third one. We got the first a long time ago. We got the second just a little while ago. And now we're going to find the third. You know what? Shulk. Whoops. I think I do actually want Shulk up front here. Shulk isn't necessarily into archaeology, but Shulk is the nerd of the group. And frankly, given the Giant's connection to the Monado, it kind of makes sense to have Shulk here. In spite of what I said before, yeah, okay, this looks like a giant's coffin. That other coffin we saw was not a giant's coffin. There's only a treasure chest in the center of a small room. Let's go and tell Lupa. No, open the fucking treasure chest, you dingus. I want the cool stuff. Stop holding out on me. I have mentioned before, this is not going to be a 100% playthrough. I'm going to do everything I think is interesting and fun, which is admittedly most of it. But frankly, I've already missed quests. It kind of feels like that, Zach. Lupa is in this area at night. It's worth noting, this is called the Archaeology Center, which indicates that the Nopon have a much more keen interest in archaeology than any of the other races have shown. So friends found a small room under the coffin, and a single treasure chest inside. It may have been a custom of the giants to build this secret room. These very intriguing results. I will let friends have the contents of the treasure chest. Lupa has no interest in riches, and friends may find them useful. Please take this piece of giant's treasure, too. It's an old family heirloom. I have finished studying it. Friends might find a use for it. I told Grampypon I could solve the riddle of King Agni's tomb. Now I have fulfilled that promise. You know what? That's a perfectly valid reason, Shadow Mage. Welcome. And we get the Heart of the Giants. That is the third of the Giants' treasures. But before we do anything with those treasures... Dang it! There was a treasure chest. Game, you shall not flake out on us. I'm glad you didn't, Shadow Mage. I just realized I don't have my beans with me. I would have to pause for a moment and go to the kitchen. I mean, I'm also glad you didn't because, you know, beans. Interestingly, this architecture is something we'll see again. I don't think you're a coward, Shadow Mage. I was thanking you. And for this, we get the Eater records and an art book for Battle Soul. Eater is the final Monado art. We now have a full palette of Monado arts. Monado Eater. The Monado's power the Monado's power consumes enemies, including any buffs. It's a fan shape in front. Even unimproved, it does about 2,000 damage. But the important thing is that it also removes any enemy buffs and causes bleed damage for 20 seconds. This is actually a super, super good one. And it's completely optional. In fact, I would argue that the two best ones... No, not the two best ones. Two very good ones. Eater and Armor. These are both completely optional. Armor is the absolute best Monado art, apart from, like, the ones you need. Enchant and Shield aren't really optional. Not in any real sense. You could probably get through the game without them, but in a traditional sense, they are required. Buster is just fantastic. Speed I never use. I never use Speed. Purge is almost required. Cyclone is okay. Eater is good. Monado Armor is just incredible. And in fact, Monado Armor is how I beat a lot of these stronger, unique enemies. I'm thinking of the Heckin Fortress unit in the Central Factory. Okay. And now that we have those, we can go to Valak Mountain. Here's the thing. I could take the quick path to the top. But I could also take the fun path to the top. That's the one, Zai. I've unlocked the quick travel point. But... ice. Interestingly, this is one of the rare places in the game where a quick step gem is, like, actively useful if you have one. Because it increases your movement speed. It can make the ice jump much easier. For those who haven't seen, the way to the very, very top of Valak Peak, which is called Three Sage Summit, is one of the greatest moments, I would argue, in any game. Because this game has very silly ice physics. The ice in this game is just zero friction. And so, when they want to use that, they give you this. But that was just a short one. They give you this. A massive ice slide that ends in you catapulting yourself up here. It is so dumb, and I love it so much. Juice. And yes, that was a very moment for some reason. It just felt appropriate. And right around the corner here is Three Sage Summit. Somewhere I've shown briefly before. There are some very powerful enemies here. Glorious Slow Boss, level 99. But there is also Final Marcus, level 100 unique enemy. It is impossible to reach level 100 as a player. But this is also not the most powerful enemy in this area. The most powerful enemy in the game spawns in this area under certain conditions. I am not going to fight it. I have never successfully fought it. It is a level 120 monster. Final Marcus. Nice gems from that. And a ton of experience. Also, I was just about to say they can't come inside. I was wrong. Invited Slow Boss. Sir, that is untrue. You were not invited. Does he spawn when I open the door? Also, I don't have the right party setup for this. Not even a little bit. Well, that went poorly. Run where? There's nowhere to run. Oh. He forgot I existed. Anyway, remember how they were talking about dragons? Well, it looks like there were dragons at some point. There was a D-aggro spot? That's amazing. Anyway. Time to change to the party that actually stands any chance of this. He's still level 99, making him, by a long way, the most powerful monster we've ever had to fight. This is by no means easy. And I forgot, he has Flaying Beam. Which you can tell is going to be bad, because it's called fucking Flaying Beam. Thank you, Ricky. Okay, we did manage to cause debuffs. Ow! Sir, could you not? Ow. Strengthening Will, I believe, is him going into Enraged. Which, hopefully, Ricky can help with. Yeah, he is painful. Whoops. But we managed to beat a level 97 unique. We have at least a chance of beating this fucker. And if we can reduce his defense, that would be lovely. Ow! Mountain Impact 9 does almost 11,000 damage. There is nothing I am doing to stop that. However, my party gauge is high enough that that I will be brought back at least. God, he's powerful. One unfortunate thing about this game, this isn't like bad design, this is just kind of sucks, but it's a balance thing, is healing causes aggro as well. Which is why you'll see in a lot of fights, Charla ends up pulling a lot more aggro than you might expect. Again, nothing I'm doing against 13,000 damage. But I can deal as much damage as possible before that. Ow. Ow, poor Ricky. Let's encourage Ricky. He needs it. We're doing okay, though. Holy shit! Dude just double attacked me into the ground. And party gauge was just not full enough. That sucks. Now the level 97 doesn't seem so tough. Let's try that again.
Even when victory seems impossible, we march on. It can't be. No. Summon Earth. Summon.
The fact that he double attacks so often is horrible. Part of the reason I like Ricky's, Ricky has an attack called Behave, which causes paralysis, and paralysis prevents double attacks. Yes, Bubbles, 97! Whoops, that was quick. You know, Ricky is such a good tank under certain circumstances. He is, in this case, still a better tank than either Dunban or Ryan would be. Simply because he has ether attacks, so some of his attacks hit. He occasionally takes aggro. Whereas, because of the agility difference, they just never do. There we go, got the reflect off in perfect time. Now, hello Chester, my cute dad. God damn it, the double attacks! Also you, Chester. There we go.
The next one will hit.
And that thrust deals 0 damage to melee. Because Reflect is kind of brilliant. It requires timing, but it's still brilliant. Hello, Yanni. Haha, whoops. Ain't surviving that. Yeah, we're doing okay. No, you, Yanni. Chat, did you know that Yanni is incredibly cute and good? It's true.
Don't mess with Melia. Manifest yourself. Summon bolt. Now. Manifest yourself. I'm not doing too. Far-searing Path of Absolution. Fire. Reflection. Manifest now. I won't miss next time.
Chester is also very cute.
Almost there. Just summon.
But thank you, Chester, for pointing out the cuteness of Yanni.
My strength is fading.
But you're cute all day, so Moobot remains correct.
You can do better than that. I hear your word. You always keep me calm, Ricky.
I don't know what the issue was, T-Dragon, but I'm glad it's fixed. Heck! Any idea why you were unfollowed? That's a really weird behavior. I will also fight Twitch. I think it's time for a crusade. Twitch has had it coming, let's be honest. God! That mountain impact? It's worth noting, for talent arts like that, the only sure defense is Shulk's Monado Shield. Or that! Killing is a sure defense. We get a slow boss Ice Rock. We get Gracio Quises. I don't even know how to pronounce that. And Ledios Plate. The slow boss Ice Rock we need for one of the replica Monados, I believe. And then those are just two very high level pieces of armor. Nope, it looks like I didn't even need that rock. That's weird, T-Dragon. And here, I get a Titan Plate, Titan Greaves, RD Drones, and Final Cut, a weapon for Fiora. Which, given the name Final Cut, and frankly what I had to do to get it, better be fucking amazing. Not really. Omega Break is better. What I did want to check is on someone who wears heavy gear. Like Ryan, frankly. Oh my lord, the Titan Plate is a lot. It's heavy, but good lord, and it even has damage heal 100. Yeah, it looks like they're trying to do something about the raids and fucking up. They're like a moving fortress. What does good footing do? Increases blowdown resistance. That's not terrible, but I'd actually rather have the slightly weaker Asura ones for that strength up. Weird. Okay, so T-Dragon was definitely... Why would you think T-Dragon is a bot? Are they just looking for accounts with numbers now? Because if that's how they're doing it, that's dumb as shit. Forgive me for saying that. Okay, so we've done all of the giant stuff. We still have several quests left. A lot of these I'm going to do off stream because they're not super exciting. Yellow slow bus rock, not ice slow bus rock. That's for much easier ones, I believe. But yeah, we've got fewer and fewer of these to do. Yeah, so being shadow banned basically means you're not officially banned, and you're never told about it, but at the same time, no one can see your stuff. So you can see that you posted a message, but no one else can see that you posted a message, is the basic idea. Apparently it's a very common thing in communist China. When you post criticism, you can see the criticism, but no one else can. Level 97 should be doable, and I think maybe this is where I get the yellow rocks. Possibly not. God, it's amazing how much easier this dude is. He's only 2 levels lower, but he's just not dealing the same kinds of damage. The other one, in a double attack, would deal like 80% of my damage. This dude does like 30. Well, Chester, that's kind of the whole point. You're never supposed to be aware that you're shadow banned. It will generally only be when someone brings up, hey, did you see that message I sent you? And the other person says, what message you sent me? That's generally the only time people will even know that shadow banning has happened. Yeah, I knew I was gonna die there. I can live with it. God, this dude is just a marshmallow by comparison. I mean, he's tough. Clearly, he's taken me out once already. But the comparison between the level 97 and 99... That gets me the yellow one. Okay, now I've got everything I need for the second last of the Monado, of the replica Monado upgrades. There was something else I wanted to do. Yes, I do want to quickly look up where to get Inferno elements and Bolt elements. I would like to see if I can get those on stream, because I would like to show the... I would like to show the conclusion, or at least the completion of Colony 6 on stream. Oh! Okay. But I can't do that today. That's fine. It's not ideal. It's a place that we can't get to yet. There's one last location we're going to go to, and both of those are there. Those will happen next week. That's actually kind of great, because it means I can focus on a few more quests and then do the part of the story that I want to do before the end of stream. Yeah. Dude wanted us to collect some things from Tephra Cave. We can do that to help quickly. At this point, I'm just ticking these quests off my list. They're not the last quests in the game, but they're some of the last quests I'm going to do. We are reaching a point where it feels kind of silly Oh my god, sir. Sir, you are level 11. I appreciate your enthusiasm.
Let's stay alert. Everyone do good.
I'm actually just now remembering. I said this was the second last stream. It's possible that I'm wrong. I'm remembering how much there is after we, like, start the next part of the story. But I'm not sure there's 3 hours left after that point. And back to Colony 6. God, I'd forgotten how cool the last area is. Okay, and dude wanted us to bring these emergency rations to help the refugees that came to Colony 9, Colony 6. But where are you? Is he only around during the day? That's possible. Anyway. Benea, make me a cool thing. I have finished. The Monado Saga has been designed for superior defense. Its thick material suppresses the blade output. Attack strength is greatly reduced, but it provides peerless defense. I hope this weapon gives you the strength and power to succeed. The Monado Saga is another replica Monado. It has much lower attack, as she said, but gives 150 physical and ether defense, as well as a 15% block rate. It is genuinely a very good weapon, and I think one of the more interesting looking replica Monados. I'm not going to use it, but it is one of the better ones, genuinely. What other quests do we have? Odd smoke resolution. There are some items I need to collect off stream. Interesting. Oh, Dulland has moved to the refugee camp on Bionis Leg. That's why I don't find him here. So those are the people he's out to help. That's incredibly kind of him. But it looks like he's... Nope, he's up there. I mean, I assume that's him. It's a quest marker. Yep. I would like to, once again, remind everybody of this man's eyebrows. I never want anybody to forget.
Hello.
You've brought the provisions. I knew you wouldn't let me down. The high end here aren't really cut out for this type of life. If we can fill some bellies, they might feel less desperate. Thank you, Copper. I really appreciate that. Anyway, here's a little something to say thank you. Now there should be plenty of food for the high-end tier refugees living in the camp. It's not much, but we do what we can. Dauntless Trader, I care about less. Let us go and meet Tyrea. Last stream, we met Tyrea, who is a high-end tier assassin who attempted to kill Melia. However, she was knocked out and she had not been changed. Because she was so far from Elkamoth, which was the epicenter of the Ether Wave, she had not been changed into a Telethia. However, then she ran away, and a Telethia wreaked havoc in Colony 6, so we have reason to believe that she has, at this point, changed. And she is in Machna Forest. We attempted to fight her, but we were level 72 or 70... We were level 70-something, and she was just too powerful for us. Now, she's much less of a challenge. It's worth noting, if she has Soul Read, we are going to... Well, I say she. This is the mysterious Telethia. We assume that this is Tyrea, but we don't actually know. But if this Telethia has Soul Read, we're gonna have some trouble because I have no way to stop that. Not with my current party set. Shulk would be able to, or if I switched up... Ultimate Cannon does 2,000 damage. That is nothing to us at this point. But yeah, it looks like this one doesn't have Soul Read, so he should be okay. And let's finish it with the chain attack. Ricky's got a... I've got him set up for mostly ether and damage over time. Which doesn't really chain well with Sharla. So weirdly, I'm just gonna go for... I'm not even gonna worry about the chain, to be honest. Let's just try to topple. No no topple by the looks of it. But a headshot killed it.
Well, what? Shulk, I must.
I know.
Stop!
But in fact, it is not Tyrea.
You're safe.
You do realize that Telethia is Umea.
Umea?
Yeah.
I was pursuing Umea. Even though she knew it was her fate to transform, she remained faithful to the Bionis.
But why?
That is Melia's
Didn't she feel
stepmother.
betrayed?
Everyone has their own beliefs, and what they believe is their own choice. Umea adhered to her path. I pursued her so that I could fulfill her final wish.
Her final wish.
Umea was imprisoned within the Tower of Investigation. She told me that after she transformed into a Telethia, I was to destroy her as quickly as possible. She wished to sacrifice herself to the Bionis. At least, that is what I believed at first. But I now understand Umea's true desire. That is why I must...
This is my responsibility.
Melia, why?
father entrusted me with the Empire and its people. What I believe in is the will of those struggling to survive. I have to fight if I am to convey this to the next generation. Besides, Yumea is your birth mother. There is no need for you to carry out such an unpleasant task.
Is the same not true of you? You may not be of her blood, but you still think of her as your...
This is a duty that my father and brother conferred upon me.
Melia.
And so Melia destroys her stepmother, who was as evil
Tyrell,
stepmothers go.
I believe you and I are alike.
Alike? Never, vile girl. My gratitude for assisting Yumea. I mean, Mother.
Tyrell.
And I think that is the only time in the whole game that we see a high Entia use their wings to
There
fly.
she goes.
Is she going to be okay on her own?
She'll be all right.
The answer is
Tyrell share the
apparently
same
yes.
goal. Our paths are sure to meet again.
Yeah, you're right. Melia, what did you mean just now? When you said you and Tyrea are alike?
Tyrea must be half Huns, just like me.
What? But the wings on her head?
Not all half-blooded High Entia have small wings, only the majority. Some are indistinguishable from pure-blooded High Entia. Dominant and recessive inheritance. I've studied this.
So that's why.
Melia, do you think Yumea knew this would happen?
Perhaps.
Certainly Tyrea is the only one we see flying
had
with
to
her
have known.
wings.
At
Also,
least,
hello, Gold.
that's what I believe.
She was her mother after all. She must have been aware.
Yes.
And for that, among other things, we get the Empress staff, which I believe is one of the best weapons for Melia, but not as good as the Meteor staff, so no point. Well, I'm glad you've been enjoying your lurk, Gold. But yes, Gold is correct. To the best of my knowledge, Tyrea is the only High Entia we see flying. However, Melia is unsurprised, so I have to believe that it's just a thing. Now, there is one quest I quickly want to do in Frontier Village, and it's a very good quest. And I believe it starts here-ish. Can't remember the exact spot. Yes, here we go. This is Dubby Dubby. Whoops! Bye, Charla. You are not Nopon, so you cannot understand my feelings. Want you to leave me alone. Well, if only we had a Nopon. Ugh, I hate high places. But I must show courage and make the jump. Dubby Dubby? Dubby Dubby okay? Not okay. Not okay at all. But still, I have to jump, otherwise I can never get married. Dubby Dubby, nothing to worry about. Ricky just as afraid as Dubby Dubby. Ricky goes shaky at knees when think about jumping from here. Jumping business is very strange. so it not just Dubby? I knew other Nopon think the same. But if I do not jump, Dudapon will disown me. Sticky situation indeed. When Ricky jumped, Ricky made Oka jump along with Ricky. But it's also important to know when to give up. Nopon must not throw life away by getting squished at bottom. Cowardly Ricky speak the truth. Ricky not coward, meh. Then I will call it quits. It's too dangerous. I will only end up causing more pain for myself and others. Go tell Aditi that Dubby is a worthless Nopon. I pity her having to marry useless Dubby. That is best thing to do. Aditi, please forgive me. Dubby, look at yourself. A teeny weeny Nopon like you could never jump properly. Silly Billy Dubby. Did Shulk see vision? So Dubby going to jump, but he say he not want to. Very foolish Dubby. Quick, Ricky must talk to Aditi before he do something silly. Beamst Cam. By the way, this is where one of my gravity clips happened. But this looks like a very scary jump, and probably fatal in the real world. Water does not just cancel all damage. Friends went to see Dubby. Something wrong? Can I help? Dubby, I worked hard to get a kid no jaw gristle. I worked so hard, my fur all in tatters. But I too late. Dubby, gone forever. I will jump to Dubby. Dubby, I will be with you soon. Yeah, we're attempting to prevent a double suicide, apparently. Echidno jaw gristle? I need to gather some Echidno jaw gristle. If I do, Puko will sell me some enlarging seaweed. With the seaweed, Dubby can jump off diving boards safely. But it's impossible for me to gather Echidno jaw gristle by myself. Oh ho ho ho! Look what I already had 5 of. Heck, I forget where Puko is. Wait! I remember Puko from another quest. I think he's only around during the day. I think he's up here. There he is. I smell Echidno jaw gristle. How did friends manage to find it? I sell enlarging seaweed here. If you eat it along with Echidno jaw gristle, you get really large. Friends want some enlarging seaweed? Friends can have it for free because friends helped Puko. Puko might find it hard to shift all this Echidno jaw gristle anyway. Actually, Aditi said she wanted some enlarging seaweed. Dubby is looking for some to eat as well. Here, I'll just give it all to friends. Give the enlarging seaweed to either Aditi or Dubby. If you give it to Dubby, he will become large and feel safe jumping. But that is not the objectively correct resolution to this quest. I don't care what anybody says. There is only one right way for this to go. She's only around at night. That's fine. So he can become large, or Friends got enlarging seaweed and echidna jaw gristle? Oh ho ho! It smells so good! I just taste a little bit. Oh ho oh ho 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 ho! What happened? I suddenly massive Nopon. Of course. Now Big Me should be able to catch Dubby Dubby. Dubby Dubby, have courage and jump to Adidi. Going to jump now. Catch me properly, Adidi. I love this man with his giant wife. Dubby Dubby's safe because Adidi caught him. Whew. Now Dadapanda Lapa leave Dubby Dubby alone. Now I'm massive Nopon. But my bigness let me save my Dubby Dubby, so I'm very happy. We will stay in love forever. Giant wife! Listen to Dubby Dubby. He have many thanks to tell friends. Adidi has grown really big, but now we can be together. Thank you, friends. Your kindness moves me. Dubby Dubby's jump was incredible. Adidi was amazing too. Thank you for everything, Ricky. I thought it best to try and jump on my own, but now I realize that I needed my friend's help. Ricky realized that too when he jumped. No matter what you do, working together is best thing. Dubby Dubby learned good lesson. Going it alone is dangerous. Being scaredy cat, so pitiable. You end up having to get others to do everything for you. Dubby Dubby must promise to keep that secret between him and Ricky. No one must know about Ricky being big scaredy cat. Okay. Anyway, now I can be with Adidi. Thank you, my friends. There is another resolution, but I don't want the version of this where the man doesn't end up with his giant wife. And this unlocks Ricky's 4th skill branch, Cowardice. Cowardice prioritizes his block rate. And then he still has weird skills, increases strength during the night, increases agility when HP is at half. That's actually amazing for a potential tank. Reduces cooldown during the night, improves accuracy of back attacks, and increases experience awarded in battles during the night. So weird. So, one thing I quickly want to do before we move on, and I actually wanted to do this earlier, but I forgot. The Collectopedia. We have 100%ed every page of the Collectopedia so far, except for 2. The first one is by Honest Interior, but we have everything we need. That gets us a Haste 5 gem. Aggro down 4. And strength down 4. All very good. And for completing the whole area, we get Z speed goggles for Fiora. And with that, we've completed every page. Except the other page. These items cannot be collected. They have to be traded for. I don't remember most of the trades. I am going to look them up between streams and make sure that we can complete them all. Because you don't come this far without 100%ing the whole damn thing. And with that, is there anything else I want to do before? Yes. Let us go fight Telethia Gelvin. Gelvin, who was such a good man that even transformed, he still protected those who had been important to him. At the very least, he deserves a good end. That was the least efficient way to get there. Yeah, Cam. There is trading in this game, and there are several collectibles that can only be obtained through trading. 7. But no, it's not really a trading quest. Just some interesting items you can get, which have no value in and of themselves. The High Entia here. Well, sorry, the Telethia. Not that there's much difference between those two anymore. Are no longer nearly as scary as they were. But they're still pretty scary. Oh god, Chester. You can say that again. It's worth noting, I still consider this to be only the second best Xenoblade game for music. My ranking is, and it has not yet changed, Xenoblade 1 is the best game overall, has the best story. Xenoblade X has the best world, and Xenoblade 2 has the best music. I wonder if the teleporters work when you've got 16 Telethia on your tail. Nope! Actually, do they work at all? That's curious. Yeah. No, I would agree with you, Zai. Sir, if you could just stop following me. You know what? Fine. Fuck it. I'll take all of you. Xenoblade X still has some of my favorite individual tracks. I'm not going to deny that. But overall, it is weaker than either of the others. Okay. Let's check this quest again. Am I going bonkers? At Revelation Hall. Where is Revelation Hall? Wait. Where is Revelation Hall? I mean, Gold 2 has, like, all good tracks. God damn it, Chester, if you hadn't said finger guns, I wouldn't have realized. You were making a very clever joke. Reachable from the eastern teleporter at the back of the audience chamber? Huh. Okay, so yeah. I do have to go up here, by the looks of it. Man, people have various opinions on Black Tar. And I know why some people like it. And I also know some people who say they like it are just memeing. I do not like it. Whoops! This is several. But Xenoblade X does also have, God, what's it called? Unsomething. Basically the... God damn it, this topple! And this isn't even the worst topple in the game. That's in the DLC. Uncontrollable, thank you. I was thinking undefeatable. Uncontrollable is great. Frankly, there's a lot I do like about the music in that game. But it just feels like not enough. But I'm also going to play it, because if I'm going to listen to that music, so must everybody else. Plus, I just want to keep... I want to play that game, okay? Yes, Red Mage! Uncontrollable is so good. What are your thoughts on the OST? Also, have you played X yourself? X also does a very interesting thing, which is that it has lyrics written in German and then sung by Japanese singers who don't know German. So, it's certainly a decision. But my absolute favorite... I was gonna say my favorite. It's hard to choose a single favorite track from the X soundtrack. But I think my favorite is Lao's theme. That is accurate, Gold. The instrumentals are incredible in that track. So it looks like even when you're not being followed, this teleporter is dead. And I feel like somebody else gives you a quest to fix this teleporter, and we're gonna have to do that first. So that will happen either between streams or next stream, which makes me think there's actually 2 streams after today, not today being the second to last stream. Oh well. Time to actually continue the story, briefly. we return to Bionis Interior, where Larathea is waiting for us and presumably has gone to grab a snack because it has been several weeks. Yay, Copper, I'm glad. Legitimately, it's been at least 2 or 3 weeks since she told us to come and find her. Why is everything about this area just really not great? By the way, I'm sticking with Melia for story reasons here. Larathea is a High Entia. She is part of the reason the High Entia were transformed. Oh yeah, Copper. This area just really isn't great. It's also frustrating to navigate and small and... It's just... Yeah. Where are the giant... the big old pumpy pistons, my dude? And then you get here and the color scheme just becomes... Jabu Jabu's belly. I like the blood cells floating around. There are things I do like about it. Overall, it's my least favorite area. And then the sphincter.
Welcome to my world. I must say, I am surprised. Zanza's vessel truly does have a will of its own, and looking quite sprightly.
I'm still alive. I won't die. Not yet. And that's why we're here.
Everyone who lives in this world has a life. So, it shouldn't be threatened by anyone. We'll never give in to Zanza.
So full of passion. Well, if it's life you're looking for, I'll show you true life.
Right, Copper? He's so fucking good. And here...
Galleon!
How fucked up is this?
There is no use in calling. It worked before, but now his transformation is complete. He is my adorable servant.
He's just the absolute worst. Yeah, Copper. For good reason.
Do you know the meaning of the word telethia? It means that which eliminates impure life. Impure life, just like you. That which Lord Zanza does not require shall be extinguished from this world. Enjoy this battle, for it will be your last.
But she is also level 75, and we're level 90. I think we'll be okay.
It'll all be over soon. I have been granted immortality. You cannot.
Interestingly, Ricky is able to topple her. Even though you cannot use break against her, Ricky's roly-poly can bypass break to directly topple. Oh yeah, Gold. Part of the reason I wanted to do this high level is because if you're just competently leveled, this fight is so difficult. And in the ether,
But
some
Brother?
remnant of him is still there.
is that really you? Oh, I have longed to see you.
I too, Melia.
Brother, I must apologize. To you, and to everyone.
Because of our transformation into Telethia.
I am a princess, but I brought misfortune upon the High Entier.
I don't know Pico Park. I'll look at it, Chester. Thank you.
You are mistaken, Melia. The Telethia gene lies dormant within us all. There was no escaping the cursed blood in our veins, sister.
God, Callion's so good.
It was fate. That is why our father sought to dilute the bloodline. You are the hope of the High Entier. You will not transform into a Telethia. Even after the Bionis has reawakened, you can still succeed the Imperial line. You have the power to end our suffering.
I'll look into it, Chester. Thank you.
Knowing this, both I and Father were happy to sacrifice ourselves. It was our choice.
Brother.
There is no need to fear.
God, why is Callion
After
so
all,
good?
This is precisely our wish. In the end, you are the only ones who can stop Zanza.
Yes.
Now, leave her to me. You must go. You must accompany Shulk.
No! My Telethia! You! What have you done?
I have done nothing. This is your destiny. Accept it with dignity.
Ah! My body! No! I was promised immortality! Ah!
Brother.
Melia, at long last I can be with Father. You must now live your own life. The path you forge, the future you choose. That is the hope of the High Entier.
Thank you, brother. Your words will stay with me forever.
His words?
Oh, Ricky heard. Ricky heard Melly's brother. Callian say, hope of bird people. Where Melly's brother? Oh, Ricky not see him, but Ricky hear him.
Oh God, Ricky, you're gonna make me cry.
You too heard his parting words. Thank you.
Melia.
Thank you for your concern. I am all right. Let us go and secure the future my brother so hoped for.
We will. Together.
Such a brave princess.
Dixon, you dick.
Dixon! Don't look at me like that. I take time out of my schedule to send you off to a nice spot, and that's how you welcome me.
What do you mean?
I'll be waiting at Prison Island. I've picked out a lovely place to return your flesh and blood to the Bionis. Don't keep me waiting. See ya later.
I'm gonna... Come on, everyone. We've got to get to Prison Island.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I've got some side quests to finish up. But yes. the next place we go is Prison Island. And that will happen next week. Next week, Saturday, 5:30 Eastern Time. We will go. We will fight. I am going to do all of the side quests. Well, not all of the side quests. I'm going to do a lot of the side quests. But right now, a lot of those are going to be happening off stream. Because genuinely, how can we not move? How can we not follow Dixon? He's Dixon. He's the worst. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. Wonderful stream. Wonderful game. I'm sorry, Cam. Next week, 5:30 Eastern Time, if you want to see the conclusion. Which will be, hopefully, very good. And yeah, my next stream will be tomorrow, 2:30 Eastern. Which, at least, that's the plan. You never know when things come up. And that will be playing more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Where, who knows how far we are from the end. It's impossible to tell with those games. Chat is cute because they learned it from you, Dad. Yeah, the rest of my streams, you can check my my schedule channel in my Discord. I try to keep that up to date. And if you're not following already, I would appreciate a follow. It is not at all required, but if you liked what you saw, that would be fantastic. Who should we raid? Gam is live, Viz is live. I normally raid Zaid, who is currently live, and will probably be a lot of fun. In fact, Zaid's doing Jackbox. I think that sounds like a lot of fun. So let's go give Zaid some love. And I only have one request for you, chat, which is stay cute, you heckin' cuties. It is tradition, Chester. You're correct. So yeah. I hope you all have a wonderful evening or time zone. I hope to see you around in some future streams. And I hope you will be good to Zaid. I'm sure you will. Get sleep, Copper. Yeah. Have a good one. Ciao.